everyone, this is Angelina Papazian with River of Life Coaching, and I am a spiritual life coach and master of social work, and today we're going to be talking about the waiting game. Many of us may have certain goals and things that we want to achieve in our life. We may have certain experiences we want to experience in our life, and we may have certain things that we want to create or co-create in our life. And when we think about where we are today compared to where we want to be, whenever it comes to achieving that goal or achieving that experience or creating that experience for us, sometimes it may feel like we're so far out of reach from whatever that thing is. Sometimes we may feel like it's impossible for us or that it always escapes us. Sometimes we may feel like it'll never happen, or we may have an inkling or an idea that, hey, maybe this probably will happen, but when? What is this process going to look like? When is it going to happen? What are all the steps that are going to need to be taken in order for this to happen? And it can be very easy for a lot of us to get discouraged with that. Faith is a muscle that has to be built. When you think about a person who's working out, they're not going to get really ripped and shredded muscles right off the bat. It's something that they really have to work towards. It's something that they have to do repeatedly. It's something that they have to practice. It's something that they have to change their habits and their lifestyle in order to achieve. And a lot of things that we want to create in our life also will require us to make certain changes that it can be really difficult. We may have to let go of certain habits or certain thought patterns. We may have to let go of certain assumptions and beliefs that we've held on to. We may have to let go of certain communities and groups that we're part of, or certain relationships that we're part of. We may have to stop going to certain places that are not going to be aligned with the kind of person that we need to become in order to achieve something that we want. For example, let's take an example of somebody who is wanting to get sober from drugs and alcohol. Realistically speaking, are they going to get sober and be successful at getting sober if they're constantly surrounded by people who are drinking or doing drugs? Chances are they probably won't. Or if they do, it might be really difficult and it might actually bring some issues into their life. And so we have to consider that the people that we surround ourselves with and the environments we're in and the type of groups and communities we're part of can really have an effect over whether or not we flourish and whether or not we are able to achieve the goals that we want in our life. Now, there is a certain amount of personal responsibility that we each have. Sometimes we may not be able to easily change or grow out of a certain environment or group or community, and sometimes we might have to really use what we can in those groups and those communities, and in that process also make the changes alone. There are a lot of different times where we might not be able to just completely drop everything and walk away. Some people do, and some people find that it is a worthwhile endeavor. Other people, it might be a little bit more complicated, and there's a lot of factors that we have to take into consideration, and we might have to look at each situation with the care and concern and attention that it deserves to really know if we're actually being wise about those decisions. And each person at the end of the day has to make their own decisions, good or bad, whatever that might mean to them. So when we're talking about releasing control and letting go and surrendering to the process, what we're really talking about is acknowledging that it is hard and that it can be a major challenge, and there can be times where we do feel frustrated, and we allow ourselves to feel the frustration and all the feelings that surface as a result of whatever it is that we're experiencing and whatever it is that we're trying to create in the waiting period. And we can also, at the same time, trust that there is a possibility that this can happen, and there is a possibility that it won't. Something that's really difficult for us to accept is that there are times where we might be pursuing a certain goal and it doesn't happen. Maybe we take some detours. Maybe things come to our attention that are better and that we no longer want that goal. Sometimes we might have a certain goal or thing that we want to experience that for one reason or another we just can't. And that is a reality too that we might have to contend with, that nobody really wants to talk about. And so what we have to consider is that if there is something that truly is out of reach and something that is truly not possible for us, we have to maybe just use what is in front of us. We have to make the most of what's in front of us. What are all of the resources and supports that I have in place in my life right now? What can I move towards? What can I become? What can I do? What is in my control? What is not in my control? Who is in my life right now? And can I deepen and strengthen those relationships? Maybe if I don't feel like I'm satisfied in my relationships, can I go towards certain places and groups and environments and communities that I might be more likely to meet certain people that are like-minded? Or am I doing every single thing that I can to make the relationship work or a friendship work? Am I doing everything that I can to become the type of person that I want to become in relationships? Am I practicing the skills and learning new skills to actually become better at relationships, for example? In the context of work, maybe we might be finding that we want to work a different type of job, or we want to be in a career shift, or we want to do different tasks and take on different responsibilities at our job. Sometimes we might not be able to control what our boss says or does, or what their higher ups say or do. We might not be able to control the job market or whether or not we hear back from employers. We may not know exactly if we'll ever get a call back from somebody. Some of us decide that we may want to move towards creating our own business, creating our own kind of work and career, and see where that goes. And so, again, we have to focus on what is in our control and what is not in our control, and how can I really make the most out of what's in front of me right now? What are some of the things that what I'm experiencing is teaching me? How are some of these things benefiting me? How am I becoming better as a result of experiencing this? How am I actually improving? Am I becoming a person who is the kind of person that I want to become as a result of this? So there are so many different things that we can really delve into around this topic. So stay tuned for more. If you found this video to be helpful, like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, message me directly. Again, my name is Angelina Papazian, and I am a spiritual life coach and a master of social work. And I'll talk to you soon.